happier with our fall. Our girls have, again, I said it earlier that we treat it as a competition. We don't want the team to be a team in the fall. We want to work to that after the fall, but in the fall we want them competing against each other for playing time to raise their level of play, and I thought we had great competition at every position on the field, and we got a lot better. We were a pretty good team going in, and I don't want to put too much pressure on me, or them for that matter, and say that we're arrived as a program, because we got a long ways to go, but we certainly have kids that love to show up every day, to practice every day, and they want to get better, and they think that they can be pretty good. So I think we came out of the fall in a great position mentally, and as a coach, you try to put together schedules that will mirror the potential of your team, and you want to win each season. So we treat the summer as a season, the fall as a season, the off season as a season, and then move into the spring. And now we're in our third season, and we feel like we've won those other seasons, and we've got to win this season.
Nice. Very good. Thank you for the question. Another one from Roy Evans right here. Just wanted to say thanks for all your years and success and running the program the right way. So compliment there from Roy.
Thank you, Roy
Evans. Thank you.
And I echo what everybody said about you. What Joey said about you as well. You're an icon around Baylor, and even though you say it's 6 years, but everybody feels like you've been there forever.
That's right.
And we love you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Roy. Yep, thanks very much. All right, that's our First Place Foods Ask the Coach. First Place Foods, that's a darn good pickle. What about your schedule in the spring?
I wanted to talk about my most exciting recruiting moment.
Oh, okay, yes. Because let's go back.
I don't know who came up with that question, but that was a great question.
All right.
And I hadn't been able to talk about this very much, but it's back when I first got to Baylor. You don't mind me interrupting your show here?
No, it's your show.
So, back when I first got to Baylor, Coach Newman and I went to Miami, Florida recruiting. It's a great story. I need to tell it more often. We go recruiting, and the way the flights work out after we're actually doing a home visit. So we don't do home visits anymore, but back then you'd do home visits and try to entice them to come choose you as one of their 5 official visits. So we're in the home on, I don't know, say a Friday, and we couldn't fly out till Monday. So I'm not a beach person, but Coach Newman is. She likes to go to the beach, and we don't have a great beach here in Waco. So she picks out a beach for us to go to in Miami the next day, and I'm out there decked out in my Baylor stuff, not wanting to get sun anywhere because we sit in the sun, baked areas the whole summer. And we're laying out there, and she's soaking up the rays, listening to some music. And I roll over, and I look to my left, and I said, Coach Newman, do they have nude beaches here in Miami? And she rolled over, and she said, apparently. And apparently we are on one. So that was the most, I don't know if exciting, because my wife's back here. It wasn't that exciting. It was a boring event of that day, but that was probably my most memorable moment.
That's
I was
great.
thinking of that when you asked Joey his. So
yeah. Oh, that's a great story.
We got off the beach pretty quick, just so you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. I like the way you twisted that story. No, we didn't know it was a nude beach. That's great. Very good. You want some more of Joey's questions? We can ask you some of these, too.
I just was hoping somebody
Who's your
would
favorite
ask that
son?
one.
Who's your favorite player? We can do that. The schedule, it's not out publicly, I don't think, yet, is it?
Not yet.
All right. Katie, work on that. Give us the schedule. But can you give us some of the highlights, maybe what we can look forward to? Tennessee's coming here, right?
Yeah, it won't be long. We don't have a tournament. You and I were just talking about this. We don't host a tournament because we had teams drop out. Scheduling is difficult. The teams will jump in and jump out, and then when other teams see other teams there, they'll jump out because of strength or not enough strength and what have you.
So wait, so Oklahoma was afraid to come back. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not. I'm afraid that might go on a bulletin board somewhere. Okay. So we didn't do we don't have, unfortunately, the Getterman Classic as a tournament. We'll have a Getterman weekend. But we do open up with Tennessee. Tennessee, we went up there and had a good weekend, and we're able to pull off a sweep up there. And the agreement was for them to come back and play in a tournament. But since the tournament didn't make, we open up with one of our strongest weekends of competition. We'll play a 3-game series with the Volunteers, and they'll be a top 10 team, a top 5 team probably when they come in here. So good measuring stick right away. We leave there the next weekend and go to play a very good Louisiana Lafayette team that is considered – will be a top 10 team as well. And a 3-game series. On the way down, we'll play McNeese State, who played in the Super Regional last year. We could play very well and not have a great record in the month of February because of the competition. But we think we can compete with that competition. We play we go to Palm Springs, play Oregon, Cal, and a few other good teams out there that strengthen our RPI. I know I'm missing some big ones, but we certainly have a very tough non-conference schedule, and then we have 27 conference games this year because our conference is so big this year with Texas and Oklahoma still here, and then bringing in Houston, Central Florida, and who's the other one?
BYU.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
very good. All right, very good. Let's take a break. We need to take a break. We'll do that and come back with more. Coach Glenn Moore stories on the beach in Miami. More of those stories when we come back. Stay with us. This is the Baylor Coaches Show.
Media Network.
And you're back with us live from Rudy's for the Baylor Coaches Show this evening. One more segment with Glenn Moore, Baylor's softball coach. Great crowd here. Thanks to all of you who are here this evening. And thanks to Rudy's, our host, every Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time. And thanks to a great host location here at Rudy's. You recently were the father of the bride. Your daughter, JC, got married. How was that for you?
I didn't expect to talk about this. You're going to make me all emotional again.
I know. I want you to be emotional.
No, it was great. JC and Cole Kloffenstein. I can't spell it, but that's the last name now. They're happily married, living in Tascasita, Texas, and she married an Aggie. I thought she was a perfect daughter, and he is the perfect son-in-law, and we're really happy for him to join the family, and very happy for both of them. And it was a beautiful wedding, and it was just a great event. So
very nice.
Very happy with it.
Very nice. How did you hold up? You're a big, strong guy, and here, I know when you're the father of the bride, sometimes you just kind of melt. How did you hold up through that?
I didn't melt, okay?
Okay.
I did get emotional whenever she tapped on my shoulder, and I turned around and she was in the dress, kind of unexpected.
I'm going to get emotional.
So I got a little emotional there, and I had plenty of people tell me that it was okay to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not a crier, and I'm a tough guy, so but your daughter has a way of bringing you to your knees sometimes.
Absolutely.
And JC's been the perfect daughter, so it was a perfect event for the perfect daughter.
Very nice. Very nice. Thanks for sharing. How's Ty doing?
Ty's doing well.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking about our children.
Yes.
And we're going to see him. He plays football, homecoming for Southwest Mississippi Community College, and he plays on Saturday. And, and we're going to see him. He's been battling a little back injury, and hopefully he'll be back. He's been practicing this week. We're hoping he'll be back on the field. We think he will this weekend.
Nice. Give him our best. Hope
We'll
he's back out there. All right, you finished your fall work. Next will be getting after it, starting practice in the spring, and the season will be here before you know it. What are we talked about your schedule a little bit? The new schools. 3 new schools because Cincinnati doesn't have a softball team.
That's correct.
What do you think about the addition of those 3 and then look ahead a year? Oklahoma and Texas leave and then 4 more, or does Colorado have softball?
No, Arizona State, Utah.
And Utah. So 3 more softball-wise come in next year. What do you think about that?
So, wow, it's kind of mind-boggling in a way, but Houston's in an area that's full of talent. So the fact that they're now associated with the Big 12, they're only going to get better, and they've been strong anyway. Central Florida is in a sea of talent down there as well, and they're already strong. So the teams, who else is it? I keep missing one. BYU.
Yeah.
BYU is a regional team every year. They're going to be very good. I think we're going to have more parity in our conference. Oklahoma and Texas leaving certainly are 2 powers that are going to be moving to the SEC. But when you add Arizona and Arizona State, looking forward to those 2 teams, they both are national champions. Arizona's probably won double-digit national championships, and Arizona State's won a couple more recently than Arizona has. And then Utah is probably right now the better performing team out of all the 3. So the strength of our conference is going to hold its own. We're going to have a very high RPI conference and a lot of parity. I think it'll be fun to watch it pan out every year.
That is great. Well, safe travels to you and Janice. Janice, great to have you here, and we appreciate you being with us tonight. Thanks very much.
Always great. Thanks for having me.
Glenn Moore, Baylor softball coach. Take our final break. Be back to wrap things up right after this. Back with just enough time to say thanks for being with us, and thanks to Rudy's, and we'll see you next week with another edition of the Baylor Coaches Show.
This broadcast has been an exclusive presentation of the Baylor Sports Media Network. For information about this broadcast, please contact Baylor Sports Properties.